Hey, hi guys, Carla Garrick here. Monday. So we're here for the Monday report. I am in my office on the west side of Manchester, and it was a busy week last week here in the Free State. It is a busy week coming up again this week, and I'm just going to jump right into it. If you are not subscribed to the FSP newsletter, please go do that. I will be using that sort of as the grounds for the conversation. What we'll be talking about today. We're going to go through the newsletter. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the campus carry. We'll listen to Sam Farrington's speech. I will report back on how Porcupine Day went, how the New Movers Party went on Friday at the Quill. Talk a little bit about some bills that are coming up this week. And then, of course, if you don't have your tickets for Liberty Forum, please do go buy those. If you don't have your tickets for Robbie, theFIRE, Bernstein at the Shell on Valentine's Day this Saturday, go get those. And let's just dive right in with today's Monday report here on The Independents. I am going to be doing some screen sharing. And let's see, we're going to start here with the newsletter. So here we go. So this is the newsletter that Eric spends a good amount of time working on every week. It drops on Sundays in your mailbox, the Porcupine Post newsletter. This one is for Sunday, February 8th, 2026. So that is this Sunday's one. And here we go. Very dramatic photo up there in the North Country of Franconia Notch. And guns, porcupines, GOP fireworks, the Conference for Freedom Builders. That Conference for Freedom Builders, of course, is the upcoming Liberty Forum conference happening right here in New Hampshire next month, March 5th through the 9th, at the Grapponi Center in our capital city, Concord. If you are interested in the Free State, this is a fantastic conference to come to and to come meet people, figure out who the movers and shakers are, talk about topics you're interested in, everything from carry to defend the guard to cultural stuff. So make sure you get those tickets. But first, let's talk a little bit about this campus carry bill that cleared the New Hampshire House. So this, of course, is basically taking the position that, if the Constitution applies everywhere, it should apply everywhere. Why are there these different zones and stuff? So I'm going to grab this video instead. Let's see if I can make this happen here. So I want to show Sam's video of stop sharing. Let's do that. Then let's try this. I'm going to say here, Rep. Sam Farrington. We are going to take a look at his little speech quickly. So let's see if we can make some magic happen here, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In 1982, a supermajority of Granite Staters approved Article 2A of our state constitution. And that reads that all persons have the right to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves, their families, their property, and the state. A few decades later, in 2017, New Hampshire became a constitutional carry state, meaning that you do not need a silly permission slip in order to exercise your right to bear arms. We in New Hampshire have made it clear, self-defense is not a privilege. It is a natural right, and natural rights are not given by government. They're granted by God alone. And so what God gives, we cannot take away. But right now, in every single public university in our state, unelected administrators are stripping college students, professors, and visitors of their natural rights. This bill prevents publicly funded universities from contradicting state law. Now, if we've learned anything from the tragedy at Brown, it should be that gun-free zones only create soft targets, where victims are left defenseless and hopeless without the ability to put up a fight against the bad guy. More than 90% of all mass shootings happen in these so-called gun-free zones. What happened at Brown could happen at UNH, and we need to take action right now. In committee, we heard from more than a dozen college students in support of this bill, one of which was a senior at UNH, and he wants the ability to carry a firearm because right now the university is doing absolutely nothing to protect his safety. Buildings are left wide open so anybody can walk in at any time, and the university won't even guarantee a police presence inside of those buildings. We heard from a female student at Keene State College, and she wants the bill to be passed because she's worried about walking home by herself after her nighttime classes. So this is a real issue. More than 400 New Hampshire college students have signed a petition in support of this bill. Now, when we hear from the opposition, we hear that college students are too drunk, that they're too immature, and that they're too young to carry a firearm. Well, my question is, how can we allow them to vote then? And how come they can go fight in a foreign war?
Nice.
The university has lobbied hard against this bill. Why? Because it takes away their power. But in their own words, of their own chief of police, Stephen Lee, college students are too drunk to carry a firearm. What happened a week later? Stephen Lee was arrested for drunk driving.
True story.
You cannot make this up, and that is their best argument against campus carry. The fact of the matter is that college students are adults, deserving of an equal protection of the law as it already stands here in New Hampshire. I hope that you will join me in passing campus carry because gun rights are human rights.
Wow, isn't that great? I love this guy so much, Sam Farrington. I half jokingly at an event, we were at the FSB DAC, the Free State Blockchain Bitcoin Digital Asset Conference, and he was talking about this campus carry stuff, and I was like, hey, one day when we're independent, do you want to be my Veep? I think he's just a great guy. I do want to show you guys this just to sort of, I'm trying to start to capture more of our history and really help people understand how much work we have been doing over the years to make many of these things happen. So by way of example, Sam, in that clip there that we just watched, where he was talking to the whole House, which of course is 400 legislators, to get that campus carry bill passed, he mentioned that constitutional carry has been an issue here, or has, been enshrined. And so I thought, because it came up in my memories today, that I would just show you. So 9 years ago, this is in my memories on Facebook, we had Liberty is Expanding in New Hampshire. Thank you to all the principal state legislators who helped make this happen. 9 years ago, February 9th, 2017. This is where we, on the Free State Project, talked about constitutional carry, passed this in New Hampshire House. It passed 200 to 97. As it's already passed the Senate, it now goes on to Governor Sununu's desk. And of course, we know he did sign that bill. So that too is just showing how long, how effectively we have been working on these issues. All right, the next thing I want to tell you guys about right here is, let's talk a little bit about Porcupine Day. Oh, actually, while I'm here, let's take a look if we are sharing this one. So this is, of course, my website, carlagerrick.com, The Art of Independence. This is where I blog and write and put all kinds of stuff up. I have this really awesome series called AI and I, where I like to just, as an academic experiment, put sort of my ramblings with the LLMs up, something like this, where it's AI and I, what would citizenship on Mars look like? These are good thought experiments for people to be able to grapple with hard thoughts and hard decisions and hard conversations without it feeling too real to them. So it is a great way to talk about futurism and figure some stuff out. While I'm here on the page, let's go quickly to New Movers, of course, was on Friday night. Of course, many hands make light work. We decided New Movers is always the first Friday of every month. We get together, we bring potlucks. I made a nice little pork cumin dish with pampuinkies. I don't remember what that is in English, but anyway, really yummy. There was ziti, baked ziti. But what we decided to do was just, okay, the theme, first of all, was bring what you love. So I brought Louis. But then we decided to actually just use it as an opportunity as well to address 150 postcards to remind Free Staters of the upcoming Liberty Forum, which of course is now less than a month away. So we just got through Pork Day, and then the next thing is coming up. So here you'll see we have these postcards. We addressed them. Some guys were playing magic. We had some doggos. We had a new mover called Fred. So all of that was very exciting and was what happened on Friday night at the Quill, the oldest, longest running libertarian clubhouse probably in the world. I'm just going to say it. It's been around, established in 2010, so around for 16 years now, still growing strong. We just put in that podcast studio. So if you are watching this and you are interested in raising your voice, come do a podcast. Let's make it happen. All right. I want to also show you guys, there is some blogging here. I talked about the inaugural Live Free and Thrive Award goes to, of course, it went to Bill and Gail. I want to play this little video for you. So I am going to stop sharing that one and share this one instead. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. So, I am going to play the last part. My speech actually was, I thought, really good. I was quite pleased with it. I talked about as being the remnant. Pork Day was a massive success. We made over $3,700 that I fundraised for the Free State Project. Thank you to our sponsors, FSB DAC, that of course is the Fentons, and they have that incredible event in October. If you know, small, intimate, cool little crypto conference, also sponsored by my day job, Porcupine Real Estate, where of course I gave an in-kind contribution by organizing the event. And I'm going to just play this last part over here. You can go find the actual video on my wall if you want it. The post itself says, deeply honored to bestow the inaugural Live Free and Thrive Lifetime Achievement Award on Bill and Gail Domenico, who have run Taproom Tuesday for more years than any of us care to admit. The first time I felt at home after moving to the Free State was there with them. And of course, this is about 18 years ago. So if I timed this right, this should just be the little cute part of Bill at the end. Wait.
Why are you all staring at us?
Would you guys like to say a few words?
Speech. I'd like to say something. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. I had no idea this was going to happen. I don't know if any of you guys knew this was going to happen. Damn you for not telling us.
Nobody was surprised, by the way.
Speaking of the mic, I would be happy to. I love everybody in this room. Everybody in this room has made a difference, not only to New Hampshire, but to my life and Gail's life. I haven't been at the mic for a long time, but what sums it up for me is what Dr. Paul used to say: an idea whose time has come cannot be stopped by any army or any government. And we have that idea, and we must keep that idea going. Thank you so much.
That was just such a special little moment there. I got to put this in because now I got too many things playing. All right, so I was just very moved by Bill. Of course, they were both quite surprised, which was awesome. I thought they might have been onto me, but they were not. And so those words there with Bill calling on Dr. Paul. Of course, Ron Paul was one of the most principled sort of liberty forward people up at Congress for a long time. He, of course, was known as Dr. No. Many of us, many free staters who moved from about 2007 till 2012, 2016, even when we triggered the move, were big Ron Paul supporters. It was beautiful to sort of see that little callback. And then, of course, also beautiful to see the spreading of the love. So all of that was great. Let's take a quick look at Liberty Forum. I just want to remind everyone, here we go. Nope, I don't think I have that one open. So I'm going to go right ahead and go to remind you that the Shell has the following happening, which will be very exciting. This comedy night at the Shell on February 14th, which of course is Valentine's Day. I do have my tickets myself. So get yours and everyone come out for that. I missed, I think, the last one he did, but I have been to a few of those in the past. So I'm excited to get out there to the sort of eastern seacoast side of the state and go hang with those folks over there. All right, what is actually coming up this week? So we got the event at the Shell. We have some bills coming up. I'm going to tell you quickly about my bill here. This one is House Bill 1233. This is a really boring bill. It is for right to know. It has to do with, it modifies the right to know law by requiring that the only minutes or decisions withheld from public disclosure are those portions covered by the motion to enter non-public session. The bill also adds start times and end times in the list of non-public session minutes available to right to know. So it is very technical. You'll see here, basically, we're adding one sentence that says, only the portion of minutes or decisions directly covered by the motion may be withheld from public disclosure. So the goal there is to make sure that people aren't going into non-public session and then just taking fat chances and then, not putting it in the minutes. And then this was a request from many of our members with Right to Know New Hampshire. And Right to Know New Hampshire, if you're not familiar, is a statewide, nonpartisan, membership-based organization that tries to keep New Hampshire's governance open, accountable, accessible, and responsible to the people of New Hampshire. Everyone has been following this Epstein stuff. You are seeing how they redact things, and maybe we can have a little side note conversation about that. But one of the things that we want with this particular bill, House Bill 1233, being heard Wednesday, 10 a.m. at the House Judiciary up at that new building in Concord, is the start and end times of the non-public session so that one can start to see what exactly they're doing, how long these sessions are, and all of that. So honestly, this is a very technical bill. It's not sexy at all, but someone's got to do the hard and unsexy work that is not always seen or necessarily appreciated. But I will be up there on Wednesday. I also will be having a couple of guests coming up over the next few weeks on the independence. I'm trying to connect with Danielle Richards on some of the funding and the taxes that has to happen before early in March. So I'm going to see if I can make that happen. I have Steve Villay, who wrote a really good book about his approach to independence. He will be my guest on Friday night. And then the week after that, I have someone lined up as well. And I'm going to keep trying to do that and sort of spice things up that way. I think the last couple of things I want to mention to you guys for today is, let's just go back to the newsletter again for a second, kind of go through this quickly. We have Build Freedom in 25 days at the NH Liberty Forum. So I've talked about that. You can use your discount code PORCPOST to get your discount on your Liberty Forum tickets. Who's going to be at Liberty Forum, you say, Carla? Let's see. We have Scott Horton, Jeremy Corden, Jim Babka, Dan McKnight, Matt Kibbe, Bruce Fenton, our very own, Julia Cartwright, Jason Osborne, of course, who is the majority leader here in New Hampshire, and then a whole slew of other people that you may or may not know, talking about all these incredible things that we are actually accomplishing, not talking the talk, but actually walking the walk here in the Free State of New Hampshire. All right, so there will be stuff on the main stage, and we'll discuss how we'll build real freedom for real people in the realms of sound money, nuclear power, housing, healthcare, schooling, liberating our political prisoners, including Ian Freeman. If you have not signed the Free Ian petition, go do that this very second. Free Ian now. Ending the forever wars, which of course is our goal with the Defend the Guard. We have practical politics and more. In our dialogue room, we will have 8 facilitators who will be leading a small group to deep dive into conversations into overcoming practical challenges to the road to liberty. And I don't know how, guys, I got suckered into this one, but I have a topic that I know zero about, which might be a good thing because maybe I'll shut up and then I can learn from all of you. But my topic is, what should we be measuring in the Free State? And I'm really curious to hear what you guys think we should be looking at as we plot out how to make this the most privatized state in the world. Why does that sound weird to you? That sounds weird because that is actually what having small government results in, right? More voluntary interactions, more private contracts, and more peace and prosperity. There will be a welcome hall where we will have our sponsors and our exhibitors. If you want to be a sponsor, please go do that. We have champion sponsors like FSB DAC, the Chainstone Labs, Goldbacks coming back again. They're friend sponsors. There you see, of course, Ian Freeman. Please do come and sign that. We've got Alt Expo doing their own thing in a different space. They like to run little different programming. So that's kind of the way we've come up with it over the years. Might be an option for other people to explore. Then we have our exhibitors. We have all these folks over here supporting our efforts in New Hampshire and at Liberty Forum. And guys, this one is the one to come to if you are curious about the Free State Project, if you live somewhere else. This is a great event to come meet the community. All right, here we have Porcupine Days, celebrates community builders. Last Tuesday was our 10th annual Porcupine Day. I already told you that. We listened to Bill's speech. We have in this great newsletter, you can go listen to Eric's speech where he talks about a bit of the history. There is Pedro Serra, who is our new outreach director. He is sending people all over the states, all over Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, really any place we can drive to within a distance here from New Hampshire. He is building out the team who is going to do that and get more fresh leads, if we're going to call it what it is. And honestly, I do the calls on those lists at our monthly FSP volunteer day or evening, and I encourage everyone to come and to do that with us. But because it is actually not that stressful to do anymore, because as I mentioned, Pedro is getting us hot leads. We then got to hear from FSP founder Jason Sorens, as well as Senator Keith Murphy. They spoke about the early days. Keith Murphy actually was the person who asked Craig Benson, hey, should we move here? And of course, the then governor, Craig Benson, was like, yes, come to New Hampshire. And we did. And then there's my speech at the end, where I was really honored to bestow the first Live Free and Thrive Lifetime Achievement Award. Those awards will be going for people who are doing things culturally, socially. We have so many reward systems for folks in politics. It's time to really expand that to the other areas of life, because turns out politics isn't everything, guys. All right. So let's see, what else do I want to show you guys today? I think the one other thing we should just dive into quickly is let's see what is happening with the NH Liberty Alliance. So here we go, right? So the NH Liberty Alliance is doing all the hard work to make all of us Free Staters look good. So it's a volunteer-driven organization. These are the people who bust their butts. They go to the State House every Wednesday to hand out this gold standard that you can take a look at here, where they tell you, yes, vote no, yes, it should be auto pass. And so this is all broken down according to how they are analyzed, the bills, whether they are pro-liberty or anti-liberty. And this information goes out to every legislator who takes a gold standard. Legislators have told us over the years, it really makes a remarkable difference for them. And so kudos to everyone at the NH Liberty Alliance who does all this hard work. I do want to show also here we have the bill hearings for the week. And so you can see we have, there's a bill review working session coming up. You can sign up to attend that. So you would go to nhliberty.org. So here we have the bill hearings for the week of February 9th, which of course is this week. And these are all the most critical liberty forward bills. These are the ones you can oppose. You can sign in if you're not sure what to do. You can go through all of these yourself and take a look. What I highly recommend is that you figure out what you personally are passionate about and then focus on that. It can be a little overwhelming. I think especially for folks like us who tend to have many interests, we can onboard a lot of stuff, but it can also become insanely overwhelming over time if you are trying to do everything. And so by way of example, I learned over the years to focus on my core issues, which of course is First Amendment stuff. It is right to know, so open government stuff. Why particularly open government? Because you can't hold people accountable if you don't know what they're doing. I also have a vision that one day we will turn New Hampshire into the most open government but also respect people's privacy. And I think there's a way to do that, but we kind of have to work our way there. Some people work on, gun rights. Some people work on car issues, right? We just had the ending of the inspection sticker scam here in New Hampshire. So we were one of maybe a majority of states, but I want to say there are like 30 plus states that don't have this inspection sticker situation. So we finally, after the activists had worked on this issue for probably close to 10 years, they did get it through in the last session. And now 2 bad things have happened that are a little bit of storytelling for the way we understand how the world works now. One is a politically appointed federal judge has kind of put a kibosh in it by saying that, no, we are not allowed to actually take a vote and get rid of it because of the Clean Air Act. So boo, that is a bad decision, and will hopefully be overturned. And then there was a crony who literally filed a lawsuit to say, no, we have to be, you have to keep the inspection stickers. So it will be a saga. We will watch how it goes. But as these issues come up, do look for them and do write to your representatives if it is something you care about. One of the things we know is eternal vigilance really is required, because you take one step forward and then you got to take 15 back, and then it is just, you got to stay on it. So find your passion and then give it a go, right? Like some people work on vaccines. Some people only work on fluoride. Some people only work on, food freedom or hunting licenses or whatever it is. Go find your passion, figure it out, and move shit forward. All right, I think that is everything I had. So reminders, takeaways for all of you are the following. Get your Shell tickets for Robbie on Saturday. Get your Liberty Forum tickets for March 5th. If you want to be an exhibitor or a sponsor, reach out to Eric or use the links. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, why not? And if you want to get involved, do it. You don't need my permission. I will see everyone back here again on Wednesday. It's going to be tight because I'm going to be up there, so I might have to record it late. And then this coming Friday at the Independence After Hours, recording at the Quill. So I invite everyone to come and hang out with me before and after. I will be interviewing Steve Valet, who has some interesting ideas about how we can use the tax structure for more independence. That's all I got for today. I'm wishing you all peace, love, and understanding, and I'll see you back here again.